Hey friends, welcome to Tori Talks TV. I'm Tori.
And I'm Dr. S.
On this episode, we'll be discussing Lovecraft Country, episode 10, the finale.
Ooh, we made it.
Full circle, yes. So the most important question, I think, is did this show come full circle for you?
Did it come full circle for me? It did. I was satisfied with the ending. I really was. It kind of ended, well, nothing is what I think it's gonna be, but I was satisfied. It wasn't where I was like, oh, I need more answers. I was good.
Yeah, I actually kind of thought of it like viscerally when they said full circle because I think maybe some loose ends weren't tied up, or maybe we don't know why certain people time traveled or what happened. But I mean, I loved every bit of it, but I kind of was thinking like, I don't know, maybe this is a little too heavy, but I just feel like, strides have been made as far as, equality goes, specifically speaking to Black people. But sometimes I watch the news or hear what people say and I'm like, here we go again. Like we're back to
Yes.
square one. And
Well, yeah.
that's kind of where I went.
Exactly. I think that's kind of like one of the main strengths or the main points of this whole show is that it's set in the past and it really just kept reiterating every single episode that no matter how many years we've, come forward, things are still the same. And it really hit home when Dee read the newspaper article about how none of the people who were like the all white jury found all of the people who murdered her friend Emmett innocent. And
Yeah.
I mean, that just happened, like how many times this year, like in the last few months, So I think
Right.
like that's like the main like point of this whole show. And I think that they did a really good job of like making that clear.
I agree with you. I mean, this ending seemed tamed versus the other episodes that we've watched. But you know what? I think
Yeah.
we needed a little bit of a cool down and some reflection.
Yes.
But also, we kind of got the ending we wanted slash needed slash thought was going to happen. I mean, I knew Tick wasn't going to survive this, at least Tick. And I
hmm
I really did believe Christina would be killed in the end. I didn't see it coming with Dee finishing her off.
Okay. We definitely have to discuss that because throughout this whole series, there have been these like gruesome like moments of like a Black person killing or hurting white people. And every single time I feel like, ooh, like I'm taking a little bit too much pleasure in this kind of like revenge fantasy. But I kind of feel like it was warranted, like I was like, Christina deserves it though. But just because it's so gruesome, you have that moment where like, oh my gosh, little D is doing this gruesome thing. But then I was just like, nah, it's cool. I'm good.
Yeah. No, and it was like she got to be her own little like comic book
Yeah.
hero, right?
Her arm is like badass.
I know that was really cool. So
Yeah.
I was kind of happy for her. I mean, she had been through so much, and then that probably just like, made her feel maybe it'll help her heal and move on because that poor little girl went through a lot. I mean, they all did,
Yes.
really.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
But
she's definitely grown a lot, like definitely because she like it has embraced, I think, her like new like body, right? With her robotic arm. And I think the Shogoth is hers now.
yeah,
Like her sidekick.
I think so too. Yeah, and just, there were some characters that, like, unfortunately, Ruby not surviving, that made me sad, but they
hmm
totally tricked me. I thought that was Ruby
Yeah.
when she
There
came
were
to save the day.
little off moments. There were off moments that I was like, something's not right. But then I think I wanted it to be Ruby so badly that I just let it go. And
Yeah.
especially when they were like so joyous singing in the car, I was like, oh, this is just so like it didn't sit right with me either. But again, I just went with it because I wanted it to be real.
Yeah, like, I knew there was something that didn't go down exactly how we had imagined. Like, how did you just get her blood? So what, you killed her? Like, did something
Yeah.
happen in the act of love? I don't know.
Yeah, because
How
that
did
was like what we saw in the vial was just a teeny tiny bit, but then she had like a full vial. So yeah, that was a little hint.
Yeah, I knew it, like, it wasn't going to be exactly that easy, but I didn't think about that until, yeah, then when the moment became
Mhm.
entirely clear, you're like,
Yes.
that's
Duh.
Christina. And then Letty getting thrown off that bridge and dying again, but then coming back again.
Oh my God.
Stop playing with my emotions now.
That I wasn't surprised that Tick died because I felt like that was like written in whatever, like it was meant to happen. But when Letty, I thought she was dead and I was mad at that.
Yeah.
I was like, that's not okay.
Me too. I was
But then we should have known because we know that the baby doesn't die. So I mean, they still got me.
Yeah, I still believed it. I really did. I was like, wait, something's gonna totally go the opposite direction.
Yes.
But I think it's sad because Ruby was one of my favorite characters for her demise to be like that.
Yes, I know.
Been through, and then I was kind of hoping for a little more from Hippolyta, but her whole time travel episode was one of the most satisfying episodes. Just that journey she took, just like visually, and her like her soul, like just nourishing her soul and her feeling empowered like that. I feel like she got a lot out of it, but I was just hoping maybe for more in the end with her because she was
I agree. I have like a wish or a fantasy though, like because I'm wondering like what's next for all of these characters. And I kind of feel like if there's going to be like a sequel or a spin-off type thing, it would be Hippolyta and Dee. Because I want to see that. So I don't know. Just putting it out there in the universe.
I would love to see that, and then we could have little cameos from other characters.
Yeah, because they can go anywhere in any time.
That's right. Oh my gosh. Maybe they're working on that.
We need to,
Yes. So I have read some reviews and some people really didn't like this episode, but I'm just saying I have gotten more out of this show than any show. I mean, historically speaking, I'm telling you, this is kind of like the History 101, including Black history, that I should have gotten. I think we all should have gotten growing up. I learned so much.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And what I think is so amazing is that it's totally like fantasy, sci-fi, horror. So you wouldn't think that you're going to get all this history in it. But I think I told you like right before the series started, I went to HBO's website and there was a whole reading list. They're like, before you watch, read this. And it looked like a college course syllabus. And and then, you know, all of our comments from our viewers, they've been giving us like additional, like so like generous in their comments to be like, oh yeah, what about this? Check out this. This also happened at this time. And it just like opens up all this dialogue for like us to talk about all these little things. And the weekly podcast, I've listened to a few now. And at the end of every episode, they also give you like sources you can go to just learn more. So, I mean, just that alone makes it worth it. I mean, I don't think the series finale could have like topped what else happened. Like you said, it needed to kind of like wrap things up and kind of like have an arc, right? And an arc has to like come down at the end.
Yes.
Yeah,
I agree.
I keep going up.
Yes, that's just really where it needed to go. But I second that about the comments and what people have shared and like check out this massacre and like check out this book. I've literally ordered a book. I got it 2 days ago. Sundown Town, and then I read every one of those historical facts that they shared with us. Thank you. I appreciated them so much, and it just makes me want to learn more. So I really got more out of the show than anticipated, and I learned things I never would have otherwise probably learned. So I'm just like, if I'm gonna like sum it up in one word watching the show, I'm just grateful. Like just for what we saw. I mean, visually, like I was saying, the visual effects were just amazing. Just the acting was stellar, the costumes, everything was so well executed in the show. But then you add like history lessons on top of it. What? I feel so satisfied with it, the whole show.
I agree. And you know, I'm always a fan of shows that make you question your own moral compass too. Like I always say that. And like one of the things I already mentioned is like watching people sadistically like beat up people. I don't like want to enjoy that, but I kind of did. And so I thought that was interesting. And then we got to talk a little bit about my relationship with Montrose.
Yes.
And like
final thoughts.
Okay, so I didn't want to redeem him in the end because like, you know, he abused his son, and that like really I'm like, it's very hard for me to like look past that. And I feel like I'm not past that, but I love the moment where he gets the letter from Atticus about like what his, like he's not done. The redemption's not done yet, but he has the chance to do it. And I just got chills again. So like it hasn't happened, but like the show has left me seeing that like he has a chance to like make up for what he did by being like the grandfather to his, oh my god. So, you know, so they got me. They got me.
Okay, good. So we're feeling okay about Montrose.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly just, we could review the whole thing and recap the whole thing, but I think it just really was, went where it needed to go.
It did. And we got to see Gia one more time.
Yes. Yes. But I will tell you, that was my favorite scene in the car when they're singing that song, Life Could Be a Dream.
Yes, it
For
was.
like a moment, we got to see them all happy and like having a good time together, but it also was kind of beautiful because that was the last time they were all going to be together, including
Yes.
Ruby. Kind
Yes.
of.
There was like just a couple of those joyous moments. Like I like when Atticus was kind of like looking at everyone working together at the end, and when he was like, Gia, you're like family now. And so he kind of already, it could have been like a foreshadowing too, because he knew that he was never going to see these people again, but he saw like this little family that he had created, and it was like a different type of family, you know, even like how he was talking to his mom about, and or his mom was telling him about the family that she created for him with like George and Montrose, you know,
Yeah.
like just like family is not like just, you know, blood, but it's like what you create because of like, you know, your choices. And so I don't know, I kind of like that about that too.
I like that too. Lots of really good
Yeah.
messages like that. But yeah, all
Yeah.
those little moments, like you said, him looking at everybody.
Yeah.
Yep. They mean a lot.
Yes.
They seem small, but they're pretty big. But yeah,
Yeah.
I loved watching this show. I love talking about it. I love the comments. I'm just super happy that this came into our lives at the time that it did. 2020 has
Yes.
been rough.
Yes.
So yeah, we got to kind of get lost in this fantasy and yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. I'm really sad to see this show go. I'm gonna miss talking about it every week. And also I'm gonna miss the viewers talking about it with us.
Yeah.
I really,
Yeah,
it's
for
been
sure.
one of my favorite parts as well. So please comment and, you know, give us some more facts or give us some more history lessons, if you will, and let us know what you thought of this episode and our episode. And we cannot thank you enough for watching this whole season and for everything you've said. So thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, that wraps it up. So yeah, please like and subscribe while you're at it if you could. And then we'll see you another time. We do lots of reviews, so please check out some other ones. And happy TV watching, everybody. Bye-bye.